What's up, everybody? This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar, back at it again. Live stream, important topic. First, want to give a big shout out to the customers of the AfricanSuperstar.com. Please do head over and check out our merch if you have not. The website is www.theafricansuperstar.com. Gonna just show you a brief clip of some of our products over there. Those are some of our exclusive Adinkra gym bags. We have backpacks. We have all kind of products. So please do head over to the AfricanSuperstar.com and check out what we have available. Also, big shout outs to those of you members only, and those of you that are also supporting our music project. I am prospectively shooting my new video next month. So all the proceeds from this video and others are going towards that. So big shout out to the African Superstar family. Tonight I want to talk about this topic, which is the diaspora complains more than they problem solve. Now, I actually came to this conclusion because I'm a member, like I talked to you guys, I'm a member of so many different Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, blah, blah, blah. And I see a lot of the interactions of diasporians that are planning to come here, new here, living here on the continent, and so on and so forth. And one thing that is unanimous, in my opinion, is that the diaspora complains a lot. In these groups, I see Ghanaian, diasporians that are living in the UK, living in America, complaining about the leaders, complaining about this and that in Ghana. I also see those that have moved from America and UK complaining about this, complaining about that. There was actually a woman yesterday in one of the groups that I'm a part of on Facebook, and she was complaining about the type of pepperoni that's on the pizzas here in Ghana. Now, first and foremost, I want to tell you guys, I know that maybe you don't recognize and maybe you don't realize, but you are living in a new country. Okay, that's the first thing. When you move to Ghana, you are no longer in New York City. You're no longer in London. You're no longer in Frankfurt. You're no longer in, Paris or, Toronto or wherever, Columbus, Ohio, Atlanta. You're in a new country. Okay. And just for some of you that are not world travelers and stuff, it's quite common to go to new countries and there will be different products there. There will be different brands. There will be different variations of food. So if you go to a shop and you see, a burger or a sandwich or something like that, it may taste different, so on and so forth. Guys, this is normality of living in a new place. Okay, your first mode of action should not be complaining about that place because you voluntarily came. So you come to Ghana, is what you're telling me. You come to Ghana and you expect it to have all the amenities of America. You expect it to have all the brands, all the foods, all the, lifestyle. What's the point of coming here if that's what you are going for? Why don't you go to like South Africa or, something like that where you're going to get a carbon copy of the West? Okay. And the truth is that the hard truth that the diaspora has to face is we have been removed from the continent as a whole for centuries now. Okay. Whereas we sit back and we watch, Singapore develop and we watch Dubai develop and all this stuff. A lot of the development that happens to these nations is directly correlated to their diaspora. In other words, they're correlated to the migrants that move out into the world and then pour the resources back into the homeland. That's how they develop. So as the diaspora, for one reason or another, we have to acknowledge the fact that we have not been contributing to our homelands in large part. Okay, certainly those that do not have any direct ties to the continent, don't have, are not products of like migrants or immediate, migration and things like that. So you've been living your whole lifetime in America, and maybe your parents have been living your whole lifetime in America, and you haven't sent one red cent over here to Ghana. But now you walk off the plane and you're expecting it to be up to par. You're expecting it to be, kind of a version of where you're coming from. In my opinion, the diaspora complains way more than they problem solve. Okay. Maturity will tell you you're coming to a developing nation. Okay. Maturity and exposure will tell you that your new home on the continent is not your home in the West. It will tell you and prepare you that all that you may be accustomed to in terms of conveniences and amenities and all that stuff, certain foods, certain brands, you're not going to have access to. Why don't you look at some of those avenues as potential, solutions to your own problems, and think to yourself, okay, you know what? Maybe I can figure out a way to create this, innovate something that's going to make my life convenient, the lives of local Ghanaians convenient, and so on and so forth, instead of complaining. Immediately, the diaspora gets frustrated about this and that. They're hitting YouTube. They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram. Okay, been in the country 5 minutes. Have spent no resources here. No businesses here. No investments here. But has so much criticism. Do you do that when you go to Bali and you receive some kind of subpar treatment? I heard a story recently from a friend of mine who traveled to Bali. Okay. And she talked about her and her friends, which was, another group of Black ladies. They had made a reservation at a restaurant. Okay. And then these white girls came in with no reservation. And the Balinese people, they prefaced the white people over the Black ladies. I'm waiting for the viral videos of when you go to China and they insult you. How about you go to France and they don't want to, help you around the city? They don't want to speak English. We hold our position on the continent to a different level. And if we looked at it in an aerial view, then we have to also take some responsibility in the fact that we want something that we have not yet contributed to. Our position here on the continent should be a problem solving, position. Okay, we shouldn't necessarily be coming here to leech. We shouldn't necessarily be coming here to create discord. We should be coming here to implement, our dreams, the dreams of our ancestors, to develop our homeland. Simply put. And, when we criticize without strategizing, it's just complaints. It's just, not helping anything. And it actually can make relations with the local people get bad. See? Because they're going to look at us and identify us and say, that's the Black Americans. Those are the Black British people. Okay? Because, tribal identity is very big here. So that's how it goes. If you're here in Ghana, you listen to certain people, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's how the Gas do. Or, those Ashantis, or those Dagbani, or the Fantis, or the Awegs. Okay. There's certain stigmas that are associated with tribes. So when we come as the diaspora, that's how they're going to see us. The Black Americans this, and the Black British this. And, there's a term that came from Germany, which is called Borgas. And that is, the German diaspora coming back here to the continent. The thing is, guys, problem solve. That's what I really want to promote you to do. If you can't problem solve, then just, take it on the chin. Some things are just cultural differences. things that you're going to need to get used to here in your new environment. Other things can maybe be improved upon or enhanced and things like that. But really, the mature way to look at, for instance, Ghana will be to take it as it is. Okay, take it as it is. Work avidly to problem solve some of the issues that you're coming in contact with, and let that be that. Because quite frankly, I always point this out. The diaspora has a very short memory to remind themselves of all the problems that they experienced in their homelands of America, UK, Europe, Australia, Canada, that they were powerless to change or were unsuccessful in changing. Now, if, for instance, the African migrants were to go to America and start creating videos and talking about, oh my God, I just got to New York City, it's a dump. I just got to Atlanta, there's so many homosexuals walking around. I just came to Chicago, the violence is insane. The Black Americans would be up in arms about it. But it's okay for us to come here and complain about this, complain about that. I mean, honestly, be solutions oriented. Okay, you are coming to the continent. Let's be real. Many of these nations are developing, which means they are developing. Okay, which means they are not yet complete. Which means there's a lot of space and opportunity for you to offer up solutions or for you to be a part of the benefit. People from abroad have a lot of pride about being from abroad. Oh yeah, I'm from England. I see them coming here and flexing. It's quite interesting. They want to pump out their chest. Yeah, I live in America. I live in England. I'm out here in Germany. I'm doing my thing in Canada. Okay, well, if you have that much pride, then you should be able to impact your community around you. Straight up. If you like that. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm called the African superstar. That comes with a certain connotation. Okay? People expect a lot out of me. I personally want to deliver because I know the association of my name. The diaspora should feel the same way. They should feel like, you know what? We're the big brothers and sisters. We've been removed from our homeland. We need to come back here and send a strong message to our continental brothers and sisters that we're here about that life. That we want to enhance our homelands. You see, if we come with that kind of mentality, we're going to be able to really enhance relationships on the continent. Because not only are we providing maybe things that we need and want or are accustomed to, we're also adding conveniences and enhancements and improvements to the lives of our brothers and sisters on the continent. And big shout outs to those of you watching. I'm getting ready to start shout outs, so please leave me a message if you want to be greeted. If any of you can think of, someone in your life that really impacted you, let me see a number one. Okay, somebody helped you in your time of need. Somebody was an example to you. Somebody was a mother figure or a father figure, or someone sponsored your education. Someone was there for you emotionally. Someone taught you the ropes of life and, certain important information. You see, that's the role that we can play if we play our cards well here on the continent. Okay, we can come back and we can build beautiful relationships with our brothers and sisters here on the continent, and we can, begin to live our dreams and also be an inspiration. You see, the diaspora is a huge example to the world, especially the Black Americans. Okay, a lot of Black people all around the world, they look to the African Americans. First of all, there's like this perception that, oh, these Black Americans have made it. They're in America, they're rich, they can sing, they can play sports, they're very talented. So people all around the world have this perception that of those, the different Black ethnic groups, that the Black Americans are doing well in life. So with that, you come to the continent and then you actually start, innovating things and, you know, creating relationships and improving your environment. I mean, it's tremendous. And people here will be very excited to be a part of that. So I just want to kind of encourage the diaspora, before you start complaining, you know, before you start paralleling, comparing, you know, your new African location to what you have just left. Mind you, you just left it because you had a lot of grievances. You had a lot of problems. You had a lot of deficits. You weren't satisfied there. So now you've come here and this also doesn't work. Okay, adult life is going to tell you, you got to just count up the pros and cons. Okay, you got to weigh your options and figure out, okay, there's problems here in Ghana. Can I deal with those problems? Can I tolerate those problems? Can I have any, you know, impact on those problems? You see, you're seeing Ghana in this developing stage. Those of us that are associated with Ghana, have been traveling to Ghana, live in Ghana, we are seeing Ghana expand and develop at a rapid, you know, growth. Okay, which means the Ghana of today, 2021, the Ghana of 10 years from now will be much different than today. Okay, so that means whatever grievance you're having, so like you're complaining about the roads, there's a lot of space for that to be improved. Can you improve police brutality in America? You're complaining about Doomsword, you know, the power outages here in Ghana. That means there's a lot of space for the power to be improved. Can you improve systematic racism? Okay. You're complaining about the lack of certain conveyances. You know, you need this service, you need that service, you're trying to locate it. Okay. You're complaining about the Google Maps, maybe, you know, you tried to navigate somewhere and you got lost, you got confused. You see, because Ghana is developing, and not just Ghana, many nations on the continent, there's a lot of space for improvement. See it that way. See it that way. Understand, maybe whatever you're encountering, maybe some of the negative things that you're encountering, there's a lot of space for growth. How much space for growth is in America? How much space for growth is in the UK? How much space for growth is in Canada? You guys were taking it on the chin over there, losing, getting abused, having no relevance at all. And then you come to the continent and you are an expert critic. Huh? The diaspora complains more than they problem solve. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. If you're here, let me see you. I'm going to start with shout outs. What's up, Kira Rance? I see you there. Big shout outs to Skin Deep. I see you there in the building. MD. Please make sure you hit the likes. I see several of you watching. You're not in the chat room, so just, you know, be on code. Because this is something that, you know, I need to raise. I mean, I don't get it. You know, I don't get people's complaining. You know, I think we should be about action. We should also see that a lot of assessment and criticism, you know, for instance, like that's all we do in America, for instance, is just complain about how things are getting done and complain about how we're being victims. None of that is not effective at all whatsoever. The fact that we have identified a problem, the fact that we complain about a problem, that's not effective. That has no bearings on if it's going to change or not. So when we come to the continent, we should take a different approach if we actually want to see things change. We should do a lot less of the complaining and the assessing of the problem and do a lot more of the implementation of things that can enhance it and change it. So this was my thought today. Like I said, it was prompted by seeing a woman complaining about, you know, the pizza here in Ghana. For those of you that don't know, you know, the pepperoni is a little different here. But like I said, this is not uncommon. Okay. If you go, to Italy or Greece or Paris, even if you went somewhere like McDonald's or KFC, you're going to see a different menu. Okay. You're going to see different flavors. There's going to be different condiments. All this stuff is normal. Okay. To come to the continent and expect everything to be identical to where you're coming from is very ignorant, because you're in a new country. And actually you're quite fortunate, because a lot of things, a lot of international brands are here. Okay. Such as Uber. Okay. Uber is international. You can use it here in Ghana. Vodafone, mobile services, international. Stanbic Bank out of the UK is also here in Ghana. You have KFC chains. You have Domino's chains. You have some familiar things that are here in Ghana, but a lot of things are not. There's even actually a shop in my neighborhood at the local mall, at ANC Shopping Mall. It's called Maxmart. They have a lot of the British brands of, snacks and sweets and crisp and drinks. So there are certain familiar items that you can get here in Ghana, but in reality, you are in Ghana. You're now in Africa. You're in a new environment. Anticipate new environment. Anticipate new environment, new food, new language, new people, new cultural norms. That's what it is. And I would say, if it's just too overwhelming for you, if you're just dissatisfied with being here because it's so vastly different, then maybe you should just go back to the environment in the West, where you have absolutely no relegation of changing things, because it's familiar. Big shout out to Mr. Joseph King. I see you in the building. This was my message tonight, guys. I want to kind of promote the diaspora to be much more forward thinking and much more action oriented than, these expert analysis people, that think they're just so dynamic because they can make these long live streams and long posts about the continent and all this stuff. It's just like, okay, but what are you going to do towards it? Do you have anything to offer, or you just want to sit there and complain? We came here to make a new life. A lot of us have made up our mind that whatever associated challenges come, we're willing to take them on, because we just don't want to be dealing with the problems in the West. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then what you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to be part of the development of these nations, or are you just going to be a spectator? What is it? So that's tonight's message, guys. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. Please make sure you like this stream. You are subscribed to the channel. If not, okay. Fitzroy says, some diasporans have smoke for Africa and are pretty helpless in their home countries against police brutality and redlining. No babysitting for crybabies. I talked about this earlier, Fitzroy. There's a lot of space and opportunity for growth on the continent because these nations are developing. However, the problems that are, existing in your Western homeland, you have no power to change it. Because I just got to know, how effective was those picket songs? Have they been effective? Have they been effective since the 60s? And the ironic thing is, Black people automatically resort to protest, for instance, but protests were used in addition to a lot of other movements during civil rights. Okay, there were sit-ins, there were financial boycotts, there were all kind of things that the community did collectively to force it. The boycott, the protest was not the sole movement. No, they basically frustrated, the American government, so to speak. And what really did it was the financial boycott. They chose not to support certain businesses and spend money, which was hurting the economy. So that's how things need to be changed. So a big shout out to the African Superstar family. This was my topic. If you just arrived, just catch the playback. But yeah, this is my opinion, and I would like to see more, strategic movement from the diaspora here on the continent. We should have pride being here, and we should want to have an impact. And we can only have an impact if we're actually implementing change. Okay, simply talking about it, there's lots of Ghanaians, for instance, here that complain about problems in Ghana. A lot of us have run into Ghanaians that complain about problems in Ghana. Are we going to join them, or are we going to kind of, take a different approach and say, okay, you know what? Look, I'm here. I want to have a legacy. I want to, reconnect myself to the soil. I want to build a family. I want to start a business. All that stuff takes implementation, okay? Because simply complaining is not going to get you anywhere. What's up, Africa's Vanguard? I mean, it hasn't changed since last week, where they are having the mandatory vaccines. I don't know. I'm not really up on it because it really doesn't impact me. But the last that I heard is, people incoming and outgoing must be vaccinated here in Ghana. So that's the latest information, but I'm pretty sure a Google search will tell you if there's been any changes. I don't know if there's been any changes since, I think it's been a week or two that's been the new rule. I think it took effect on the 14th. So today's the 21st. So that's the deal with Ghana currently with the vaccine. All right, family. Well, I just wanted to come and share this. This was what was on my mind this evening. I hope you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the likes are up. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up now. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.